For so long, we've been here, we've been trying to break.
Mama called me just the other day. She said, hello, hello, I'm talking to you, baby. Somebody call me. Love don't care who you be, where you there from. Love don't care at all. Love don't care who you know, where till you get to. Love don't care at all.
For so long, we've been here, we've been trying to break.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of Springboard Hangout. I mean, I was dancing away because today is going to be my most favorite program. Today we are dancing with Viv Dance Studio. And today is a story of not just perseverance, but it's a story of crafting a space where one did not exist before. Yes, we had dancers, but no one created a business out of dance. Therefore, how did she do it? We will go and listen to Vivian Boateng. She is the CEO of Vivian Dance Studio. And before we talk to her, let's go for a quick break. And when we come back, not only will we hear about how it happened, but you see some of my dance moves. Go, 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 go. Right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Get me York's rent a car. I need a car in 15 minutes. Hi, I'm Jake Morris, and I travel globally. But when I'm in Ghana, York's Rent a Car is my reliable choice for safety and comfort on the road. York's Rent a Car provides comprehensive logistics services to mainly blue chip companies as well as individual clients.
At the time, we needed a car rental service, and York's fitted in very well to our standards.
Their services is top-notch. Drivers are on time.
It was beautiful to see them behind the wheels. And anytime they pick up a guest, the guests were very, very happy.
Already? Yes. Excellent. York's Rent a Car provides services and expertise that include meet and greet services at the airport, car rental, driver personal outsourcing, and vehicle detailing. What's the problem? Izio, I told you, York's Rent a Car delivers world-class service to its customers, having their highest safety and comfort in mind. So watch him. Two of us are open for him. York's Rent a Car runs 24/7 operations where customers can make car reservations and inquiries of our services online and also call our hotline.
back. Today I'm so excited, I'm not even sitting. And you know, as I said, we are blessed to have in the studios the one and only Vivian Boateng. Vivian has a sweet story, and Vivian came to my attention when she commented on one of when she did a post and then tagged me in it. So in case you want, I mean, I'm not saying that but I would like to hear your story as well and celebrate you, because you all are such wonderful people. But hey, today we have Vivian in the studio, and Vivian is talking to us about her dance story. I believe in the principle of dancing in the rain. Vivian, I know you danced in difficulties. Tell us, who is Vivian?
Well, Vivian Boateng is a passionate person. I'm passionate about children. I'm passionate about everything arts. I'm a dance and drama teacher. And of course, I own Vivi's Dance Factory.
I like the factory.
Yes.
Hey, guys, you see how we are marching today? Yeah, I mean, today is all about Kerry colors in the studio. Yes, let's go.
Yeah. So yes, at the Dance Factory, where we manufacture dance. So if it's a dance factory, we have to create all styles of dance there. So I'm a certified American Ballet Theatre teacher. I'm also certified with acrobatic arts. And yes, I have a team of about 15 dance teachers who work with me. And yeah, that's just a brief summary. Oh, and I also lecture at the University of Ghana at the Department of Theatre Arts. So as you can see, I'm a lover of arts, I'm a lover of children, and I just believe that's what I've been called to do. So
I see. You know, my mother always told me that when I was a baby, when you put on music, the first thing that you see is comfort is just going away, boogieing, boogieing, boogieing. I don't know if it was the same with you, but what was, when you were going to school, what was your inclination? Did you actually start doing arts, or you started in another field and then you gravitated towards arts?
Well, back in primary and GSS, I was always joining the cultural group.
Okay.
And then I'll gather the children in my neighborhood and teach them choreography.
I'm sure if you see some of those choreography pieces, you'll be like,
Oh, goodness.
did I really do this?
And then in church also, you know, church has a way of bringing out talents.
Oh.
So I was part of the choreography team in church, and that's where I found my passion. And yes, I would say that's where the journey started for me.
Okay. So did you learn arts in JSS, or you were in another field?
No, I wanted to be a doctor.
Yo, girl.
So I
What's
did
our
science.
stethoscope?
So I did science in secondary school.
Okay.
And I went after school. I struggled with my grades. My core was good. My electives wasn't too good. So I studied remedials in science again.
Oh.
But for some reason, I wasn't getting it. So my mom called me and said, okay, what do you really want? And I said, I find my passion in the arts, so I want to go in that direction. She said, then go for it. And that's where the journey began. So I had 6 months. I wrote the remedials and then got myself into performing arts. So
6 months?
Yes.
To write the whole,
Literature.
technically 3-year course?
Yes, please.
So that is where not only passion, but then having a drive to perform at your peak in that which you are called to do makes a huge difference. Because otherwise, sister, you would have even maybe, but who knows, you may have gotten yourself into the medical field, and then you one day they say, okay, do an operation, and then you would cut. You'll be dancing with the first body. Yes, go ahead.
Interesting enough, there's a relationship between dance and science.
Okay.
There's dance therapy, which we'll come to maybe later on. You know, when you come to the field, the career in dance, there's dance therapy.
Yeah.
You have to understand the anatomy because we're working with the human body.
Yeah.
So I'm still a doctor.
No, you definitely, you're a doctor. You're a doctor. I mean, who knows? You can even decide to go and do your doctorate in dance, and then you would become Dr. Viv.
Of course.
Right. So Viv, you've you started out in the science field. You realized that is not where your calling is. So your mother was should I say is inspired enough to find out from you what exactly you want to do. So you go into dance and you are excelling in dance. So after your first degree, or was it your diploma?
First degree.
After your first degree, did you go into a workspace that was dance related, or you went somewhere else? How did you find yourself having a dance factory?
Wow. So I gained employment at Mandiforica Dance Academy. Yes, that's a ballet school right here in Ghana.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, and they were looking for Ghanaians, you know, that they could train to teach ballet. So, and I chanced upon ballet somewhere in JSS, you know, when I saw it on TV. And so I bought books on it and started reading around it and teaching myself. So when the call came that, we're looking for people we can train to teach ballet, I said, yes. I got into my tutus, that's the ballet dress.
Yeah.
And went to the hall, and there were lots of people there. Oh. So they spoke to us about it. 64 of us, you know, auditioned. The number was cut down to 20 and to 10, and then finally to 2. So I made it. And so for 6 years, I was there training in ballet and then teaching pre-ballet. So that was where I saw the impact dance was having on children, you know, because you have children coming in timid, and then they gain confidence, you know. Some were struggling with coordination. So parents came with their children for various reasons. Some lacked coordination, and dance helped them to get that. Some were too active, and you know, and dance helped them to channel the energy into something positive. So after a while, when I decided to move on, I said, this is something every Ghanaian child should experience. You know, so I wanted it to make it accessible to everyone, and that's where I started going into schools to teach.
Wow. By the way, little known fact, and when I was 5 years old, my mother took us to ballet classes, but took me to ballet classes in Adabraka, YWCA. Okay. So Daddy would drop me at the ballet dance, and so, you know, I'll go then do this, and then I'll walk to my auntie's place, also in Adabraka. You know, in those days we really didn't have a lot of cars. I'll walk there, and then at the end of the day, I'll come home. So one day I had gone to auntie, and I was enjoying myself playing with my cousins, and it had rained a little. So I called, that was the rotary phone time. I called my daddy and said, Daddy, today it has rained, so I don't think I'll come home. My daddy said, the way you found yourself in your auntie's house, find your way back home. And that was my trip into learning formal ballet, which never did. I mean, but at least, so one of these days, if I show up in your factory, I will learn some dance moves, ballet dance moves.
Yes.
We agree on that?
We agree on that.
We agree on that. Okay, so, I mean, I find it fascinating, Viv, as I'm talking to you today. You from the science field, you went into the arts field in 6 months. Yeah. Please keep that in mind. 6 months. After 6 months, you find the opportunity to learn ballet on your own. You learn ballet on your own. You find an opportunity to come and study. So you go and study. There was and at that time, what fascinates me, Vivian, I mean, in this narrative that I'm talking about, is the fact that there was no quote unquote viable job opportunity in dance. Why did you decide that I'm going out and going to craft my own space?
One, I was driven by, you know, one, passion and the need to. I saw value in what, you know, in what dance could do, and value. Yes, so I said, no, this is something I think we should introduce to our children, every child. So I decided to go in for that. And so it's just started out with that, passion to see other children, because anytime I watch children on TV and from different parts of the world doing amazing stuff, it blew me away. I was fascinated, and I thought, in fact, our children are so talented, they should be able to do this. But we didn't have enough creative spaces to harness that talent inside our children. So it was that was what pulled me towards that direction.
So we've now established that you're going to do a dance factory.
Yes.
Was it an easy one? How did it go?
It wasn't easy, I would say.
Why? Oh, after all, dancing.
So there was another reason I moved. I decided to do this because one, I was in this space. I had a crisis. Let me put it that way, and that's one way crisis pushes you.
Okay. Today, my word for today was that crisis makes you get to the top. So how did it make you get to the top?
So, when I got married along the way, my first pregnancy, I went on bed rest, and because I was carrying twins, and there was discordance in growth, so they had to put me on bed rest. They said I was too active. So they had to put me on bed rest. And the nature of my job was that, you are only paid when you teach.
Okay.
So once you're not teaching,
nothing.
So it was a moment, that was some difficult moment I went through, So when I came back, I came out of that, I started thinking, I said, if I want, now I started thinking about myself as a performer, as a dancer. I said, this is my asset. Mm-hmm. What happens when something happens to this asset? Does that mean then everything ceases? So what can I do?
Okay.
That will generate, revenue, that will help me, will sustain me. So so that's when I started teaching in schools, after school club. And it was during that period that I started noticing all these great talents we had in these children. I said it wasn't enough just coming to doing the school after school. Now I was hungry for more. How do I move these talented children out of this space and then help them to get far in their skill, or in building this talent? We need a creative space.
Okay.
So then the next stage, started looking for a creative space. And I was also thinking now to make it sustainable, because that wasn't just my first pregnancy, my first child. I had plans to have more. What do? I need to build a team so that it can grow. Okay. Because one-man show, it will die with you. Yeah. When you die, the vision dies. Yeah. So the next thing was to build a team, and when I was doing my master's, so Martha from POM, and she said, Vivian, I think we need to start looking for other people who are interested in doing this with you. So we got Angie on board. She was the first teacher I trained who worked personally with me. So we started building the team. Then we said, okay, it's not just about ballet. Now the other thing about me is that, okay, we're in Ghana. I want us to learn Ghanaian dance.
Exactly, because you see the ballet is nice,
yes.
But we have to showcase our Ghanaian talent and our Ghanaian songs and our Ghanaian.
Yes. So then the dance factory said, and I enjoy, I like studying movements, and I said that the human body can do so much. Like, to what extent? What can you do? How far can we go? In expressing ourselves. So then that's when I started, studying all these acrobatics. Okay, how do they do it? How come they're able to flip and turn and all that? So I got curious, and then we started opening up. Saying, if it's going to be a dance factory, we have to, exhibit all styles of dance in there. So we started looking for people who are into Afrobeat. I said, I can't do it all. This is my specialty. But we looked for people who are into traditional dancing, and then bring the one-stop shop where we can have it all. If you're interested in African dance, there's something for you. If you're interested in the foreign dance, there's something for you. So that's where the dance factory came, started for us.
Fantastic. So I'm sure that if I haven't interviewed enough with, entrepreneurs, I would be naive. But I've always heard, and me myself, I have seen, whereby we start, things are going well, and then we hit this fantastic road bump that just throws everything up in the skies, and you wonder, will I live to tell this tale? Do you have any in your books?
I do. So, well, in our quest to get a space, we're blessed by one parent who, you know, a divine connection. I met her and her daughter in church, and then she said, Miss Vivi, when we're looking for a space, we started at Alliance Française. After just one term, they said, well, it is interfering with our exhibition, so you have to go. And this was just 5 days to the second term, so we had to leave. And so we lost all our students. Then we went into a school. We started doing it in one school, on Saturdays. And the rent was too much. Everything was going back into rent. So I said, look, I'm taking a break. Until I get a place that, won't stress me out. And this child and the mother they see me in church. Miss Vivi, why, you're not doing the ballet anymore? And I said, oh, Auntie Jemima, we are looking for a place, so, And then the daughter said, Mommy, why don't you give her one of our properties? And then the mother said, well, we'll talk to Daddy when he gets back. So I was there when she called, please come to the house. So I went there. And, and I'd gone to entertain her child and the friends during a birthday party. So, there's some of the seeds that we sow, service. Sometimes you're always looking for the money, but sometimes, serve. You never know what will come out of it. So
Guys, we have to learn to serve without expecting anything in return, because sometimes he opens doors. Tell us this door that he opened for you.
I went to this house, her house, and then she took me next door. She said, this is a property we haven't used for the past 2 years. Maybe you can see if it's okay for you to use for your dance factory until we are ready to take it back. I just went numb. I said, what? And then they said, oh, and you can give us, anything you are comfortable, to pay. And it blew my mind. I said, this is East Legon we are talking about. So.
Hey!
And I'm brought to that. Anytime I'm driving, I'm looking, and then I'll call, please, how much is it?
Then they'll tell some nice dollar. Then you are like, Jesus is Lord.
It's okay. It's okay. So when she said that, I just went weak. I said, huh? She said it. I said, oh, goodness. I was shaking. I went inside. And then immediately, I called my team. I said, hey, we have a place. We started cleaning up. Let's go. And then we started. This was in April 2018. And then we just started. So everything I saved, we said, let's invest. Let's turn it into a dance studio. And we started. That was the journey for us, getting a creative space and then getting all these children in. We started with 40 children. We advertised, and then we had 40 children starting. And we were fortunate enough to get the place for 1.5 years. And within that year, we grew. The numbers grew to about 150 children, and we had the opportunity to perform at the National Theatre to exhibit the talents that we had developed within 1 year. And that was when people began to see the visions, like, oh, okay, oh, there's something like this. Oh, you can actually do this. I said, well, this is just the beginning. We were given this opportunity. Big capital. And this is what we've been able to produce. And that same year was when we created a dance company, the senior dance company, who performed addiction.
Okay.
And we believe in addressing social issues through our performances. So that's another thing, part of the Vivi's Dance Factory. Not just they're teaching the dance, but the dance company also performing, addressing issues through our performances, telling stories through our performances.
Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined me, we are talking to Vivian Boateng of the Vivi Dance Factory, who will be teaching me some dance when we come back from the break. But before we go on the break, I have one small question. I have Emmanuel here saying that, my sister, God bless you, Vivi.
Amen.
So we have seen how God has opened a space for you, and you have not only thank God for it, but you have used the opportunity to create to really work out your craft. But one of the things that anybody talks about before COVID is the fact that there was COVID. So I want to find out, when COVID happened, what happened to Vivian?
Well, interestingly now, so I'll take us back a little, just a little. You know, I gained, I had an appointment to teach at the university. So, and that same year I was pregnant.
Okay.
Just that year we got the space. And so, and that same year, you know, new space, all the ideas have been piling up for the years.
You know, they just go,
now you want to, you know, bring all those ideas or implement all those ideas that you had. So I was, you know, and I was pushing, and my team were not seeing it. It's like, okay, I think I was running too fast. And I was pushing, it wasn't working. So, you know, I was getting frustrated. And then I was advised that this is the time to delegate. You know, appoint people, give them the work to do, and step back a bit. So I did that. But the lesson in there was that in stepping back, I stepped back too much.
You went reverse. they were at the runabout, and you were at home. Okay, tell us what happened. Your reverse worked out, or you reversed the whole thing.
I just took a break. That was too much. And those are lessons that I'll talk about later on as COVID. Those were things that COVID revealed. So in 2020, we had moved from this charity home, the space we were given. Now we had to pay money because now we've grown. And they said, no, we can't let all these children go. And I just take risks without thinking. I just go for it.
You mean you live before you look?
I live before I look. And those are also lessons that I had to learn. You know. So I leaped. We got this place. I said, why not? Let's go for it. Even if you're not making profit yet, let's do it. So we got this place, very expensive. But I said, let's do it. That was in January 2020. We paid for 1 year. Thousands of dollars. March. COVID, lockdown. What do you do? Now, because I was not really focused on the dance factory, and I was lecturing at the university, you know, this time I had to now come and say, we are paying all these monies. And now I have to pay teachers. Our, you know, source of revenue. Well, the schools, we're still teaching in schools. Well, all these schools had closed. Our biggest source of revenue was closed.
Damn thing, you know.
So now it's just chill.
It's just the children. And even the children, they weren't allowed to come because everybody was afraid.
Everybody was afraid.
People were really scared.
Yes. Nobody was going out.
Yeah.
The fortunate thing was that in the schools we didn't have access to parents, but in the studio we had access to parents. So we quickly switched to online teaching, Zoom. And we had this space, we'll do recordings and then send to them to learn. So that was one way of solving that problem in a way. Now, it was there that I started thinking about, okay, our finances, because I had people to pay, but then I wasn't seeing the money. And I wasn't getting, you know, accountability, like reports from the team. My team. So I was getting frustrated. Saying, how can I be my own company and not get reports? So when I took the list and I started calling those who were owing, and then some said, we paid and all that. So then I had to go back 2 years and look at, okay, what happened did everybody pay?
What happened during the break time? When I was on break.
What happened when I was on break, you know? So that was when I had to come back and then now take
the reins
again and then move the team. I said, okay, we need to stay afloat. So I went on my knees to pray. I said, God, I'm sorry. He said, I gave you a vision. You just left it. You went to sleep. I said, I'm sorry. And then I had to come back and then hold everyone again. And, you know, because everybody was scared. Hey, how are we going to survive? But it was that period, trying to stay afloat, was when we gained visibility.
Fantastic.
Another divine way God does his things. So because we didn't go to sleep, we were now posting things, letting engaging both parents and children, to keep them, because they also needed mental, their mental health was at stake there.
Yes.
So we were there to help them, and parents came back to say, Miss Vivi, you really helped her to make the, to ease that, stress and, during this period. And we continued like that till things eased up a bit, and then gradually we got everybody back in there. Now, I'd say that during our desert moment at that time, God opened international doors for us. Because so that, money that we said, that investment, we thought that 1 year, we've lost, we've invested in this space, but he made a way for us to get it in different ways. How did he do it? One, I got certification in American Ballet Theatre because everyone was watching us now. People had come online. What is happening in other parts of the world? This was a global pandemic.
Yeah.
So one gentleman, a soloist from American Ballet Theatre, Gabby Stone, and he's coming to Ghana next month. Woo!
I'll interview him when he comes.
Yes, please!
I will interview you when he comes.
He said, I said, my grandmother comes from Ghana. I saw you and what the things you're doing, and I want to support. And then I told him, well, in 2016, I applied. American embassy didn't bounce my visa. He said, and he worked for me to get scholarship. I didn't have to pay for the training. Then, 2016, I was going to pay for the training and pay for air ticket. 5 years down the line, I got
on a silver platter.
On a silver platter.
Well, it may have been an open door, but the Lord knew that coming down the line, you would get an open door where you don't have to pay and you can still achieve what he wanted to do. So there you are, a door opened for you, and international doors, and it was supposed to be COVID.
Yeah.
Guys, all things, and I repeat,
together.
All things do always work together for our good. So we are going on a break. When we return, we are looking for our game changer break, and we are looking at consistency this time. When we return, you can't miss my dance. Meanwhile, there are some questions online. So if you have a question for Viv, kindly let us know, and then we will ask Viv your beautiful questions. Please don't go anywhere. I'm really, really enjoying today's Hangout.
Until October last year, digital artist Mike Winkleman, known as Beeple, hadn't sold his art for more than $100. So how on earth did he manage to sell a piece for $69 million just 5 months later? One possible answer is NFTs. Beeple's piece was auctioned as a non-fungible token, or NFT, which uses blockchain to verify and trade ownership of digital assets like art. NFTs have exploded recently. By making virtual art collectible, they've empowered digital artists to get paid more for their work. But NFTs can't fully explain Beeple's success, so what can? Today, our game changer is consistency. Since 2007, Beeple has created digital art every single day. He called the series Everydays. In fact, the piece that was auctioned was actually a collage of the first 5,000 everydays. And with each everyday, Beeple developed his skills in a unique, surreal art style. He slowly built a community around his work, with over 2 million people online championing his art. So even though Beeple's work blew up in 5 months, his so-called overnight success was actually 13 years in the making. Let's wrap up with 3 consistency tips from Beeple. Tip 1. Creativity comes from repetition. Tip 2. Consistency builds community. And tip 3. Preparation breeds opportunity. John Maxwell put it best. Small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements. One question for the week. What are you going to be consistent with? This has been The Game Changer with Jojo Okran. Have a phenomenal week.
Oh, are we dancing? Oh, we don't know. We'll dance later. Right. Welcome back. We are behaving ourselves. Welcome back into the studios. Today we are doing the dance edition of the Springboard Hangouts. Exciting so far. And we've learned from Vivian the fact that sometimes you may look at a field that you think that is where your dream is, but actually your purpose lies in another field. And therefore it is okay once you discover that you are not in the right place to change over. So we started from science and moved to arts, and she loved seeing what the human body can do. So she went into dance, and her dance it was an interesting road. Started first with learning or internship or actually apprenticing, and she did that for 6 good years. Sometimes, guys, we are in a hurry. We do the thing for 5 months. No, Charlie, I know the thing. Charlie, if you want to stay in the game, you have to really, really serve. Additionally, she talked about the fact that sometimes it's not only looking at where the money is coming from, but sometimes we need to serve, we need to sacrifice. So she sacrificed, and later on, even though when she sacrificed, she didn't think she would get anything from there. The thing went, as the Bible says, it's when it goes into the water, when you sow into the water, it will come back after many days. So it did come back after many days, and it opened space for her to take her studio, dance studio in there. She dances in ballet, she has Afro beats and different types of expressing oneself with music. The most interesting part I have learned, I don't know what you have learned, do tell us in the chat what you have learned. The most interesting part that I learned was the fact that sometimes when we talk about delegation, sometimes we forget that delegation doesn't mean abdication. So yes, she did delegate, she delegated, so now she had to go hit a reverse button, did the reverse, and went back, because when she delegated, unfortunately, the people didn't understand and didn't really do what they were supposed to do, so the factory did go down. COVID threw a curveball, but interestingly, because she did not quit during COVID, she didn't throw up her hands and say, I'm dead. But she said, what can I do? She was actually able in that time not only to have local dance people, but international doors did open for her. So we are moving on right now. And Vivian, so we've got international doors, we have new people, and what would you say the space, the creative space of dance has done for you personally, just you personally?
I think I would say it's built my confidence. Okay. It helped me to build my confidence, resilience. That's something that dance teaches you. You can't just do anything and say, okay, I'm doing it. You have to do it and do it well. So that resilience in dance has helped me in all aspects of my life with stress.
Pardon? You're saying something?
So it transcends the values of pitching dance, the discipline, the resilience has transcended into other areas of
Okay, so then I want to show this York's advert. When we return, we'll take your lessons once again. Don't go anywhere.
Get me York's rent a car. I need a car in 15 minutes. Hi, I'm Jake Morris, and I travel globally. But when I'm in Ghana, York's Rent a Car is my reliable choice for safety and comfort on the road. York's Rent a Car provides comprehensive logistics services to mainly blue chip companies as well as individual clients.
At the time, we needed a car rental service, and York's fitted in very well per our standards.
Their services is top notch. Drivers are on time.
It was beautiful to see them behind the wheels, and anytime they pick up a guest, the guests were very, very happy.
Already? Excellent. York's Rent a Car provides services and expertise that include meet and greet services at the airport, car rental, driver personnel outsourcing, and vehicle detailing.
What's the problem? It's you. I told you. York's Rent a Car delivers world-class service to its customers, having their highest safety and comfort in mind. So watch you. Go over and open for him.
York's Rent a Car runs 24/7 operations.
Welcome back. Indeed, Viv was telling us, you were sharing with us before we went on the quick break that what dance has done for you as a person.
Yes, like I mentioned, it's helped me to build my confidence, to be more disciplined and resilient, I'd say, because anytime you're learning dance, you can't just do it anyhow. You have to finish what you start.
Okay.
And encountering other people, working with other people in the creative space, you know, sometimes I can be that perfectionist, like I want this, you know, but it's taught me to embrace everyone's strength and their weaknesses, you know. Sometimes you just want like things done this way, but that, you know, learning, you know, to have empathy, you know, to know that, okay, I'm working with all these people coming from different backgrounds, and appreciating what they also bring into the table is something I've learned in the dance space.
Wow. Well, Viv, you're getting such rave reviews online, and Abigail from Spintex is saying that, how can I convince my parents that dancing is a lucrative profession? Is it lucrative?
It is.
Okay. So go on, well, Abigail.
Okay, so when we talk about dance, you know, I think the first thing people think about is, you know, what they see, everybody can dance. So, but everybody can dance. So why do we even have to pay to, you know, come and learn dance? But it's when they go beyond it and then they realize that, okay, it's not enough to just, okay, I can dance and then that's it. It's the benefits that it comes with it. Once you identify that these are the values that comes with dance, you are confident enough to know that, okay, I can go into this and it will work. And there are many, you know, areas that you can go in dance, not just dancing as a performer.
Oh, okay.
But teaching.
Because just a quick one, because Nenya Kweku Ando says that, Viv, I'm inspired by your story. I have a cousin who wants to take dance as a career. The concern of the family is there a market for such a trade? And when he is 50 years old, can he still do his craft? So let's combine these two. What do you have to say about that?
It's possible.
Okay.
Yes, because
to show us alternative careers in dance.
Teaching. That's the biggest, and I would say the most lucrative in Ghana at the moment.
Okay.
And we don't even have enough teachers to teach, you know, with the number of people calling in, and, you know, in the institutions, schools calling, centers calling that they need teachers. We don't even have the number to cater for that demand. So and listen, Ghana is transforming. We have parents these days who understand, you know, who understand the value of what the arts is, and so they are investing in it. They are getting their children into it. So there is definitely that, you know, opportunity coming. Vivi's Dance Factory is not going to end here, and by the grace of God, others are going to open up their own, you know, dance studios to cater for the demand that's out there. So teaching is one area you can go into. You can go to the School of Performing Arts and gain a degree in dance. We have professors of dance, you know. So if you want to take it to that length, you can do that. You can go all the way, you know, to be a professor in dance.
And I just want to add, I mean, when you were asking, I just thought of that guy who, that Friday, it's Friday now. I mean, do you know that guy? And Mufasa. I mean, right now, Mufasa really commands good fees when he performs, you know, and look at all those Beyoncés and so on and so forth. Yes. Can you imagine the number of people how much she pays when she has people to be part of her dance crew? So I think there's an option, and if all fails and you are 50 guys, there's still space for you. You just have to dream and see where your dream is leading you. Charlie, look, if you don't teach me before you leave here today, we are not leaving the studios. Guys, I don't care. I mean, we'll pause here because I have to learn. I have to be taught. I mean, So, guys, can you give us what song should they give us?
You don't have, what do you have?
What do you have there, guys? Let's drop. Let's
just
drop
give
and
us
let's
what you have.
and everybody. Those watching, everybody's watching. We are all dancing together. Show us your dance moves by posting it on. Under this video. Are we ready, guys? Let's go, man. Let the music flow. Come on. Okay, so we are learning. Okay.
All right. And 1 and 2 and 3. You see this current trend that's been going? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3. Up, 4, and side, and side. Woo! Side, that's it. Bring it in. All right, let's go.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
And you've got that attitude, yes? Come on.
Come on now.
Hey. Hey. All right. Hey.
Thanks, guys. That was. I hope you also were dancing at home because we have to share our moves. So, Viv, it's we've looked at what you've been able to create, and I mean, honestly, I really applaud you because it's a space that has been limited, but you're opening up the spaces. I looked at the videos, which, guys, you remember from when we began with a video showing the various dance moves in Viv's thing. And most importantly, I saw the ones where the families were learning to dance together. And I thought that was great. So having done this, where do you think the next phase is for Viv Dance Factory?
All right. So our vision is to be the premier dance, performing arts institution for children and young people in Ghana. So in the next 5 years, just look out for that. And that's why I say, so for people who are asking, okay, what career, is there? Watch out. We lead people, so start training.
Including me. Because I have to do my ballet, because I started my ballet, and here's another dance, a dance where the mother and the daughter are doing their little thing together. Wow. Okay.
So
yes.
That's to institutionalize what we're doing, to move it from just an extracurricular thing into into an institution where people can come in, get certificate, and then move, and then become professionals in whatever area they find themselves. So we have 3 levels when it comes to Vivi's Dance Factory. So the academy will do that. Mm-hmm. Now there's the dance company, which in the next 5 years we're hoping in the future will tour globally, with our performances. Yes, we need to put Ghana on the map.
I look forward to that.
And then there's the junior dance company where we are training young people who are talented and want to take dance as a career, or take dance forward. So we're working with that group also, and we're hoping that there'll be exchange programs where they go outside the country and then take part of international competitions and all that.
Wow, that's a huge vision. And I'm very glad that I'm listening to this, and I can actually, you and I, we can actually be part of this because we can actually track Vivian as she goes along this exciting path where she's creating new path. And that, for me, is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is looking at something that exists, looking at the market and saying, what can I add to this market that I will make my own, create my own path, add value to what is going on, and most importantly, enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing something that you're not enjoying, guys, it's not worth it. So please enjoy yourself as you embark on your entrepreneurial journeys. So Viv, do you have any final words? Give me 3 things that you'd like to say. Those are your key lessons for everybody to take away. 3 lessons from you to us before you leave us.
First of all, I would say it's good to have passion and purpose, but you need to add, especially for entrepreneurs, the business knowledge, knowledge in finances, in business, and in leadership skills. It's necessary. Because I got to a point, it started with friends and family, but now moving out from that friends and family zone to making it now is, something that will be sustainable was quite difficult to navigate. So that's something I would say I'll leave with our audience. And number 2, I'd say it's good to delegate. It's good for the growth, if you want to go far, you have to learn to trust people with some tasks. But you need to put in accountability. Don't go to sleep, like I said.
We are learning from Viv. Don't go to sleep.
Please, let there be some accountability so that you can keep track of whatever is happening, because you hold the vision. And the last thing I would say is that continue to grow, continue to learn, be a lifelong learner, and continue to train yourself and your team. I have a fantastic team, Anti-Comfort, and I continue to invest in them and to help them to get better at what they do. And I think it's helped me because I can't do it all alone. And so investing in the people that you work with is key, and investing in yourself as well.
Right. So even though we should have, as we wrap up, Vivian, if somebody wants to come to your dance factory, how do they come to your dance factory? I want a call.
All right. So please call 0242-153-967. 0242-153-967. Or, just send us a message on Instagram, vivis_dance_factory. vivis_dance_factory. Or Facebook. We are everywhere. And we will respond to you as soon as possible. Come and fully express yourself.
Come and fully express yourself. And Viv, so I should wrap up here, but so if somebody doesn't know how to dance, the person is old, can the person come and learn how to dance?
Yes, dance is for everyone.
Dance is for everyone.
Dance is for everyone. You can learn how to dance. Just come for just a trial session. Don't just sit at home and think, come. And we'll let you know that at the dance factory, we manufacture dance. We will help you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So there's hope for the future, as the Lord says. Don't think that dance is gone. You can always get back onto the dance floor and enjoy yourself. So then, thank you so much for hanging out with us on our Thursday night. And Vivian, we are so grateful that you've made time to be with us. You've really inspired us, and your power and your fire about what you do is so palpable. I'm so glad. And Charlie, I like mine. Oh, come on. Right. So as we go away, don't forget to watch this repeat of this program on Sunday night at 5 p.m. on ETV. I'd also encourage you that at 7 p.m. on Sunday evening, don't go anywhere. Go to Joy FM on 99.7 FM and join Albert on the Springboard Virtual University as he talks to the one and only Manasseh Awuni, the editor-in-chief of the Fourth Estate. And as you know, Manasseh is an investigative journalist, and he always has very interesting stories to tell. So, until we come your way again next week, it's my pleasure and privilege to say thank you for joining with us. Indeed, you are so special, and I know that this week is going to be a fantastic week. Before I finally run away, I just want to give shout-outs to the latest father in the Springboard offices, Mr. Matthew Pepra Boateng. You do all. Welcome to our baby, Abna, who joined us on Tuesday. Priscilla, thank you for giving us a baby girl. And we really love to celebrate in the Springboard offices. We are out. God bless you. You are so fabulous. Have a fantastic week. Good night.
He's a turn around. Whoa, whoa. Turn around.